Hello, everyone. Welcome to first episode of Early American Coins. Let's talk. My name is Gene Yatka, and this is our very first episode. I'm so excited to be able to come to you, and we'll be talking about some of the things that we just all love. This amazing area of collecting early American coins, which and early federal issues, colonial issues, and early federal issues, as well as currency. And we're going to be talking a lot about numismatic literature because our focus really is going to be on education and what it means to collect these coins well. And I think this will be a valuable thing for dealers as well, because many dealers don't really do too much with colonial coins, and it's a lot of times it's come out of a misunderstanding. It's coming out of a confusion based on die varieties, concerns about authenticity, and we're going to talk about all those things hopefully over the years as we go through many episodes, certainly one a week and maybe even 2 or 3 a week. As I said, our program is education focused and more, and we'll also be focusing on the United States colonial coins and currency, early federal issues, federal coins, and an important area is numismatic literature. We'll be talking about some of the really fine books that are involved with collecting these really documents of history, these wonderful historical items. And so I'd like to begin. Our first program is titled Collecting Well. Some of it may be basics for some of you, but I think it's always good to review to help understand what it means to collect well. And I think I'm starting with this program. It's my thoughts on collecting well, because I think that to maintain the joy and to maintain the love of our hobby, and not make a lot of mistakes and feel like we've done something wrong, I think education is the absolute most important thing, and we have to keep that in mind. And the other thing is, I think we have to make sure, and one of the wonderful things about colonial coins and early federal issues is they haven't, like a lot of other numismatic series, been commoditized. They haven't been kind of turned into a purely investment or purely something that can be bought and sold. Colonial coins and early federals really have avoided that to a large extent, thanks to organizations, and we're talking a lot about this. Perhaps our next episode will be about this. Organizations such as C4, Colonial Coin Collectors Club, EAC, Early American Coppers, the ANA, and many others are local and various organizations. So, as I said, without any further ado, I'd like to begin our program with a series now, or just a few minutes of what it means to collect well. And we're going to have a little PowerPoint, and Marianne is switching that over for me right now. You can click and make it full screen. It's our first time, some of the technology we're still learning, so this is something I hope you can see that PowerPoint well. Our title this Saturday afternoon, for Early American Coins, Let's Talk, episode 1 is Collecting Well, Avoiding Mistakes and Maintaining the Joy of Collecting. And I have it on my screen here, so I'll be looking over there. You'll see me from time to time. First of all, I think it's so important, and this can happen to so many people, and even to many dealers that I know, is learn how to grade. Learn how to grade. Don't depend only on third-party gradings. Don't get me wrong. Third-party gradings are wonderful. I think that they're a blessing to the hobby, but at the same time, don't depend on it solely. Learn how to grade the coins yourself, and you're going to find out that, especially in early American coins, colonial coins, early federal issues, currency, you're going to find that there's a big difference between looking, say, at a VF30 in a holder and then looking at another VF30 in a holder, very fine that is, and you'll see differences. And a lot of times it'll be aesthetics. It'll be something that you appreciate. Perhaps you don't like a particular surface or a color, and they may be the same grade, but it might not be the coin you're looking for. But if you learn how to grade, this will be something you'll be able to avoid, and I think that's so important. Learning to grade well is a big part of enjoying the hobby. I tell you, some of the most fun that I've ever had in collecting coins was being able to look at a coin, grade it myself, and then have others either agree with it or not agree with it, or maybe even, and this happens from time to time, you buy a coin uncertified, for example, and we'll talk about the benefits of having things certified in our various episodes. You're going to find that that's something that we can truly allow ourselves to buy even a raw coin, an uncertified coin, send it in to PCGS or NGC or Annex, and find that and find the coin come back a little higher perhaps than we graded it, or the same grade, and sometimes a lower grade. But that's how we learn, and learning it can be so much fun, and we can share our grading experiences. We can even have a coin and even in a holder, and in a certified holder, and say and bring it to a friend and see how we agree on it. It's so much fun. It creates a camaraderie in a way. This is so important. Get to know the experts and do as they do. Confer together. This conferencing, I call it, often leads to camaraderie, and that, for me, is the most important thing. When we can connect with one another in our mutual interest of numismatics, and we can allow ourselves to be open to others' conversation, and that's the fun, and that's we'll bring that up in perhaps the next episode, or perhaps in one of the next couple episodes, joining some of the clubs and being involved in your local club, and you're going to find that camaraderie is amazing, and that's one of the great gifts of coins. And this conferencing again leads to the camaraderie, which is one of the most enjoyable aspects of the numismatic hobby, and I would even go so far as to say it is the most enjoyable aspect of the numismatic hobby. Nobody knows it all. Remember that. Don't ever think, and sometimes when we get to learn something, we get to know it better, and we start thinking, well, we really got a grasp of this, but nobody knows it all. There's not a single person, I don't care who they are, some of the finest numismatists in the world, they're experts and really good in one area and maybe not so good in another area. And so they, as well as what we should do, is we should talk with each other, confer, say, what do you think? What's your opinion? What's going on with this? And that's an amazing gift to be in our collectible. Knows it all, and everyone has made mistakes. So if you do make a mistake, don't feel bad. Every single person has ever, I guarantee, the finest numismatists in the world, they will tell you that they have made mistakes regarding grading, original surfaces, and all that. But if you learn how to grade, then you can avoid a lot of that. Learn the truth about rarity. That's the second thing I wanted to talk about today. Learn the truth about rarity. Population reports are good to begin with, but they're only good to begin our own research. Go out and find, and the way we do this is, and this is especially true, by the way, with colonial coins and our early federal coins, and it particularly comes into play when we're talking about die varieties and die states, and some of the more detailed and some of the really interesting aspects of our coins, our early coins. We'll find out that population reports don't help us a whole lot. They can help us a little bit, and they can be a beginning point, but our own personal research, and the beauty of technology today is that everyone can do amazing research online now. You can go to Bowers and to Stax Bowers, go to Heritage, go to some of the really great websites, and just look at a lot of coins. And you'll see that that you can do your own research. And those websites offer, and many others offer, a lot of information. And then we're going to be talking about, not today, but we're talking about some of the great opportunities and the great assets that are at our disposal to be able to do that research. Learning what is truly rare, again, is one of the greatest aspects of our numismatic pursuit. Talking with long-timers, as they have seen a lot. Find the guys and the gals that have done have been around a long time. You're going to find out that most of them are very, very more than happy to help you, more than happy to talk about rare coins, because they're numismatists themselves. Many of them are collectors themselves. And find that one and go out and pick their brains. You'll find, as I said, most are very willing to help. So don't feel shy about going up and asking someone who's been around a long time a question. Become familiar. This is number 3. Become familiar with the entire run of U.S. coins, from colonial to modern, copper to gold. Even if we are going to specialize in colonials and early federal issues, even and colonial currency, and even collecting numismatic literature, if that's kind of where we're going, and I'm assuming that many of my viewers, our viewers today, are in that place, since that's kind of our concentration. Also, you don't have to collect the other things. You can if you want, obviously, but become familiar. Become familiar with all of. In other words, look at a lot of coins. I can't emphasize that enough. Look at a lot of coins, and again, the technology is wonderful. Go to the big auction companies. Go to the different websites, and you can look at coins that are just amazing today. You don't have to have them all in front of you. I remember the first time I fell in love with New Jersey coppers was at the Garrett sale in 1980, and you had to be there to look at every coin, and they were way out of my reach, every single coin, but I still looked at every single coin, every single New Jersey copper in the Garrett sale. And I can still remember them, like I'm holding in my hand today. But today, I had to go to New York to do that. Today, you can go online and you can see this incredible photography, and you can allow yourself to look at a lot of coins. Don't forget, that's so important. Get a guidebook of United States rare coins, red book. I think probably most of you have that already. And learn the key dates of each series, as well as their unique characteristics and peculiarities. This will give us an overview, an overarching view of the whole area of United States numismatics. Learn the histories, become familiar with the designers and the die makers. Likewise, study the history of numismatics and famous numismatists. There's a lot of colorful characters in the numismatics that are around today and have been around throughout history. Some of the incredible stories that you hear from people like B. Max Mell, and you hear people that from Art Kagan's. You hear about these incredible numismatists from years gone by. You know, the Stacks, Ben Stack. You can go back and you can read some incredible, just wonderful information about some of these great numismatists, and you can read about some of the great ones today, the David Bowers and some of the others, and you can find that reading about their history, and you find out that a lot of them write about that history. A lot of them are sharing it. I believe that there's many people that are actually sharing their stories, their old numismatic stories, and it's an amazing gift to be able to do that. And many of our great numismatists, Dave Bowers comes to mind, has given us some just tremendous writings about these people, and talking about Garrett and talking about King Farouk and talking about all these various people. It's an amazing gift to be able to do that, and it's so much fun. And again, something we can share with one another. After a while, go back and ask yourself what is most intriguing. After you've looked at the entire series, and if you look at all, and peruse maybe the whole Red Book, for example, what caught your eye? And most importantly, what caught your heart? There is an aspect of numismatics that touches our hearts, that can allow us to sense something amazing, the history, the aesthetics, the sense of who held that coin in their hands. Sometimes, and one of the great things you'll find in early colonials and early federal issues and currency is that pedigrees are amazing. You get the gift of pedigrees to be able to know who owned that coin. I have a couple coins in my collection, my personal collection, that I know where they've been. I know who's owned them since the late 1800s, and it's an incredible gift to be able to say, yes, this was a coin that came out of another great collection or passed on through several great collections. So sometimes we can learn about that as well. In other words, become an expert after you've kind of looked at everything. And I can't emphasize this enough. Specialize. You can't collect everything. Well, and some people can if you have those kind of resources, but most of us can't collect everything. But if we focus and we find that aspect, that area that captures our hearts, we can specialize in that and we can become experts. You don't have to be a great dealer to go out there. You can actually be an expert. As a matter of fact, some of the finest experts are the collectors, people that have collected for years and researched. Learn all you can. Become an expert in a particular area that interests you the most. Learn all you can about it. Go out and learn. And then we're going to talk a lot about this. Put together a library of specialized books around your area. the area that you find most fascinating. Find the specialized books, the auction catalogs, the articles that pertain to your specialty. You can find some amazing stuff. And again, that's going to be some of the great benefits of joining organizations like EAC, Early American Coppers, or C4, Colonial Coin Collectors Club, or the ANA. You're going to find that a lot of the tremendous writings and a lot of articles and things like that that pertain to your specialty are available to you, and you can learn, and you can really, I'm not exaggerating, you can become an expert. There's a very quick advertisement. I do have a rare coin company, and I would like to urge anyone to go to www.coincubetrading.com, where I have my store, and we have Colonial coins and some other coins on there. And not only me, but other collectors too. The other dealers are all there as well. Greg Hannikin has done a great job setting up this website, and that's something that you can do. So that's my quick little advertisement for today. And my email, etyrarecoins@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me if you'd like to. Become involved in a community of like-minded collectors. This, I can't emphasize this enough. Join organizations and clubs that specialize in the area you've chosen. For me, this meant joining Colonial Coin, as I said, Colonial Coin Collectors Club, C4, Early American Coppers, the ANA, the Civil War Token Society, and several others, local clubs and some states clubs. You'll certainly find this, again, to be one of your sources of joy when it comes to your numismatic pursuits. By the way, this will be our next program on these various clubs and what they can offer, and we'll talk about their publications and some of the people that are involved in those. Finally, be a buyer, but at the beginning, take it slow. Be a buyer. Don't be afraid to buy, but at the beginning, take it slow. Find a dealer you can trust. There's a lot of extremely honest and extremely knowledgeable dealers out there that will teach you. And that's a good way to tell if a dealer is a dealer for you, if they're willing to teach you, if they're willing to direct you to the book, to direct you to the various ways of really knowing what you're buying. So find a dealer you can trust. As you learn, you'll get more for your money, and it'll also help your buying. The coins you buy are probably going to be coins you'll want to hold on to longer. There'll be something that you've really enjoyed, you really appreciate, and it's not something there'll be no buyer's regret, I think is what I'm trying to say there. If buying and selling, if you're thinking about becoming a dealer, or some collectors do deal on the side, selling, you'll be more likely to purchasing coins that are more pleasing to your customers, as it's a good rule of thumb to be a numismatist first and a dealer second. Think about that. Be a numismatist first and a dealer second. So that's our program for today, but at the end of every program, we're going to offer a Q&A time. And Marianne will switch out of this, and I'd like to field any questions that you might have. If there's anything that's interesting that you might think you'd like to, you can click out of that altogether now. Yeah, and just bring that one up there. Yeah. So if you have any comments, if you type them in, I'll see them. If you're on Facebook Live, oh, by the way, if you're on Facebook Live, please click like, and then you'll have the opportunity to be able to share. When we put out next episodes, you'll get notified of that on YouTube. And I was corrected on my terminology. It shows sometimes I'm an old guy, right? And so the terminology on YouTube is to subscribe and then click the bell, and the bell will tell you it'll tell me that you're interested in being notified of further episodes. So please do that. So if you have any questions, any questions? Nothing on there right now? Okay, I'm available. You have my email. If you'd like to contact me, you can contact me through the coin company, etyrarecoins@gmail.com. Or if you contact me through Facebook, you can contact me Facebook or YouTube, and we would love to hear from you. And I'll be glad to answer whatever the questions come through. If they come through later today or tomorrow or whatever. So it's been a blessing. This program, by the way, was a little longer than most of our programs. Most of them are going to run about 15 minutes. But being our first one, it was just something that I wanted to add in a few different things. So I look forward to seeing all of you. And it's a blessing to be your host here at Early American Coins. Let's talk. My name is Gene Yatka. Have a blessed day.